Okay, in this problem we will see how to solve preemptive shortest job first or preemptive shortest remaining time first. Both are none other than the same. It is called in different ways. Okay, so the very first step is to draw the Gantt chart. Alright, as first let us see what is preemptive. Preemptive is called as the processor having capabilities to preempt or stop a process to check the shortest process at that arrival time. So this we will be illustrating with an example. Chart always starts from 0. So at 0th milliseconds P1 arrives, and as we say P1 arrives at 0th milliseconds. Now therefore it is a preemptive, so at the next process arrives at 1 millisecond. At that time the P1 is preempted, so P1 is given permission to execute till the next arrival time of the process, so it is 1. Next, this now we compare between 9 and 4. 9 and 4, here we draw the remaining burst time. Okay, remaining burst time of 9, because 9 got executed P1 till 1, so therefore 9 is nothing but, now it is 8. 9 minus 1, that is 8. So P2 and P1 is compared, that is 8 and 4 is compared. 8 and 4, so 4 takes the lead as 4 is the shortest burst time. So now P2 comes to the Gantt chart. P2, now the next arrival time is at 2, so we have P2 gets till 2. Now because now how to count the burst time is here, this 2 minus 1 milliseconds. P2 can execute its process till 1 milliseconds, so therefore it already had 4 here. 4 minus 1, that is 3. Now we have to compare all these three processes. Now P3 has a burst time of 9. 8, 3 and 9, having the shortest is 3, that is process 2. Now process 2 again take up. Process 2, it can execute till the next arrival time, that is 3. So 3 here. Again this will be 1 milliseconds, that is 3 minus 2 is 1. P2 minus 1 is 2. Now arrives at 3 having burst time 5. Now among these the shortest is 2 and there is no other process, so P2 continues its execution till the end. Now P2, so therefore 3 plus 2, which is nothing but 5. Remaining is 2. P2 has remaining burst time 2 milliseconds to complete its execution. The Gantt chart last time is 3, so that is 3 plus 2, nothing but 5. Now the complete P2 gets executed. Now remaining is 8, 9 and 5, that is P1, P3, P4. Now the shortest is P4, so next takes up is P4. We calculated simply 5 plus P4's burst time is 5, it's nothing but 10. Thus gets completed. Next, among P1 and P3 the shortest is P1. P1 takes up the time. Now 10 plus 8, which is nothing but 18. Thus gets completed. The next is P4. P3, the last and foremost left is P3. P3, that is nothing but 18 plus 9, 27. The sum of all is 27. To check the Gantt chart having error or not, the sum of all burst time should be the sum of all the last Gantt chart. So therefore we have no error. Okay, so to simplify the Gantt chart, we will redraw the Gantt chart here. Why do we have to redraw the Gantt chart here? Because we can see here P2 is the same continuously taking 3 consecutive slots. While we calculate the waiting time and turnaround time to reduce the computation, we simplify the Gantt chart. Simplification of Gantt chart is simply easy. You can see it here. 0th millisecond P1. Do we have any consecutive P1s here? No. Next is P2. So therefore P1 is simply P1. P1 executes till 1. Next P2. We have consecutive 3 P2s. We'll combine all this into single P2. All this into single P2. So 1 till P2 executes till 5. So just 1 till 5. Next P4. Do we have consecutive P4? No. Simply P4 till 10. Next we have P1. This will execute till 18th millisecond. 18. Next P3. Last and foremost P3 executes till 27 milliseconds. Now this is the simplified Gantt chart. Write it here. Okay, now we have to calculate the waiting time here.
Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to never miss an video from Future Vision BIE.
We have another formula to calculate the waiting time. See here, waiting time is equals to service time. The service time is the greatest of all minus already executed time minus the arrival time. You might even pause this video, take down this formula. We'll see how to calculate this. Alright, to calculate the average waiting time, the formula is service time minus already executed time minus arrival time. We have our simplified Gantt chart here. So let us start here with process P1. P1 is equals to, now as you can see there are two P1s here. One P1 is here, another P1 is here. Now P1 service time is 10, another P1 service time is 0. As you can see, we have to calculate the greatest of all. So greatest of P1 service time is 10. So simply I take down P1 service time to be 10 minus already executed time. So there is an occurrence of P1 in two ways. So this P1 is already been considered. Now this already executed, how many milliseconds we have to figure it out. So 0 minus 1, that is nothing but we have to calculate 1 minus 0. I'll write it here. 1 minus 0, which is nothing but 1 milliseconds. Right, P1 executes for 1 millisecond. So already executed is 1 milliseconds minus arrival time. Arrival time is given in the table. Arrival time of P1 is 0. Next we consider P2. P2 in the Gantt chart of simplified, we have, there is only one occurrence of P2, right? So service time is 1. service time is 1, so there is no new occurrences, so 0. Next arrival time is here. Arrival time of P2 is 1. Now next we take up P3. We have to figure it out service time. P3 service time is 18. There is no occurrences twice of P3, so we simply take 18. Writing it 18 minus arrival already executed is 0. The arrival time of P3 is 2. Write it down 2. Next we take a P4. There is no occurrences of 2 or more in the Gantt chart, so we simply take 5 as the service time of P4. P4 service time is 5 minus 0 minus arrival time, we have it as 3, so write it down. We simply calculate here. 10 minus 1 is 9, 1 minus 1 is 0, 18 minus 2 is 16, 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, the sum of all, we simply use a calculator. 9 plus 16 plus 2 is 27, right? 27. So therefore 27 by 4 divided by 4, 6.75 milliseconds. Always note down, you have to write in words here. The average waiting time is 6.75 milliseconds. Now the step 3.
Hit the subscribe button. And hit the bell icon to never miss an video from Future Vision BIE.
To calculate turnaround time, right? Turnaround time, we have a formula which is nothing but waiting time plus burst time. P1 waiting time we know already here. We simply calculate the values here: P1, P2, P3, P4, right? The waiting time is 9 for P1, P2 is 0, P3 is 16, and P4 is 2, plus burst time of all. Now we already know the burst time here. Burst time to be for P1 is 9, P2 is 4, P3 is 9, and P4 is 5. So 18, 4, 25, 7. On calculating the sum, right? Sum of all the burst time is 54. So 54 divided by 4. 54 divided by 4 equals to 13.5. 13.5 is the average. Milliseconds is the average.